Hey, yo, what's up, good people, and welcome back to another episode. Can we clap it up in the house? Hey, yo, can we clap it up in the house? That's what I'm talking about. As y'all know, this right here is the BGB Network, and we present to you the On BEAJ podcast. I don't know what episode we're on. Just know we're going for episode 20, and we shutting down this season on episode 20. Y'all know me, TrillNote, the lyrical assassin, Mr. Overly Optimistic himself, Umashanduna, the Gulu in person, your host, who's a ghost. And yeah, today I'm alone. Shout out Mpume for not being here. And y'all know we are not at LTM, man. Look at my surroundings, it's different. But don't worry about that, because today I got somebody special for y'all. The one, the only, WORDSMITH. Clap it up in the house. My brother,
how's it?
You good?
I'm nice, man. No
First of all, I just want to say I appreciate you for taking your time to come here and just have a conversation with me, chop it up, you know? There's a lot that I have to ask you today, you know? And I want the people to know who you are because, yeah, if you're not focused right now, he's on the road.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're good, right?
No, I'm nice, man. It's a privilege, bro. I appreciate, you guys, just bringing me here out,
Yeah, I fuck with the drip. It's like, who styled you?
I style myself, man. I design my clothes. I do everything. I create from the start, and every time I have to look the part.
And he does look the part. Are you Xhosa, Zulu?
I'm actually mixed. I'm a mixed breed. My dad is Mswati, or Mama Xhosa. But I grew up in the Xhosa way, like in the Eastern Cape. So yeah, it's a mixture, man.
Shout out to all the Xhosas and the Swatis. We love y'all out there.
Yeah.
I'm Zulu, Square KZN. You know what I'm saying? But today,
yeah, shout out to all the Zulus.
Appreciate that,
my boy. Man. Swazi, Xhosa, we Ngunis, dog.
I want to say shout outs to the people behind the camera.
Yeah.
Prophet Films behind the camera. And we got Walker the Drag behind the camera. And we got Muzi behind the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out. And we got ghost people here as well that y'all don't need to worry about.
Just stay focused. Got some treasure here, man.
You know what I'm saying? Where do you stay, by the way, before we go?
Okay, I live in Protea Glen, bro.
For real?
Yeah, 31, dog.
Hi, that's my hood.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I stay in 35.
Yeah, Protea Glen 31. That's where I am.
No way, boy. Tell me, you must tell me these things.
You should have shot it maybe even there. Yeah, but
that's cool. Should have went to Kasi.
Yeah.
But anyway, I brought you here because I know there's a lot of people who are seeing your work right now, and you're coming up very well. And I love your music.
Appreciate it.
He's a rapper in a very trap dominant industry. That's very crazy. That's brave. But we're gonna get to that. I brought you here, bro, just to step out the box and really get to know you
personally
outside the music. We're gonna talk about the music, but I want to know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, who is WORDSMITH? You can start by telling me your real name, even.
Okay. My name is Unjabulo Gift Gininda. Yeah, man. I'm originally from Mpume, which is in Middelburg. I grew up there, went to school there, and early years I had to leave. I think around about 2012 or 2013, I had to depart and go to the Eastern Cape. And most of my years I spent them there. I grew up there, got cool.
Okay.
And
so how old were you when you moved to Eastern Cape?
I think around about 15. But I was in grade 8.
Okay.
I was in grade 8. I was
still not rapping?
I had already started.
What?
I had already started. I started, I think, 2011, if not 12.
And how old were you?
At that time, I would have to calculate, but they will have to calculate.
Yeah. Go calculate.
Yeah, that's for them, But I think 2011, if I remember properly, because I was muchly inspired by my uncle at the time, So he used to live at the back of Englini. There was a back room. So he would play like hip hop, muchly Tupac. He would play Biggie, the old school type of rap. Yeah, so but also the way he dressed up, man. I mean, the way he dressed up was very inspiring for me. And he would call me sometimes. I would chill with him. He'd tell me stories about how Tupac was, how he was killed and everything. Suge Knight's story. You just drilled that into me, and I started being interested about the hip hop world and the industry and its own. And from there on, he started writing for me. He wrote my first verse. So for me, my first verse was not my verse. It was written for me.
Yeah, you wrote your first verse.
Yeah, he put me on, bro.
So he basically gave you Ngena.
Yeah, he actually gave me my first. I was interested as well, man. I mean, I wanted him to show me how he does it because he wrote around me and I could see he had the flow. The nigga was dope. He is actually, because he's still alive, So I got inspired by that, and then from there on at school, when we'd have like my sessions, lunch breaks, and niggas would start spitting some bars, I'd be like, nah, man, I gotta come out. Yeah, boy, and then eventually I started rapping. But the problem is that I now repeat the same thing.
Now we all started like that. I feel we even write something, go around rapping the same verse to many people. And nowadays, so you still in Eastern Cape at that time?
No, I'm in Mpumalanga at that time. I'm in home, like in Sekaya, Vele, Mpumalanga, and then rap from there on. And then a lot happened personally. My mom started being not well. She became mentally sick, and she became very abusive and very violent. And that affected us, in a way, and we couldn't like have a normal childhood like everyone else. It was very uncomfortable. So eventually she tried to kill us 3 times.
No way.
And then we had to flee. Yeah, but in us fleeing, that's where we
started. Going to Eastern Cape.
Before, started moving from one house to another house. I'm already smoking there. I'm already like starting to actually dabble with a lot of things is wrong. I'm starting to steal. I'm starting to move around. Nami, I wouldn't say I was innocent,
Okay.
I was starting to move in a way that is not good even for Yen and I, and.
You still smoke now?
Don't smoke, I don't drink, my
clean
dog.
Bro. Clean, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm clean, bro. I had to kick that out of my system. Yeah. So from there on, bro, we started moving from one house to another, and it became very toxic, man, for us as well, And even at school, we would go to school dirty, and things were just not comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So it came to a point where the last house we slept in was a Xhosa house, and they were going to a Eastern Cape, Mthatha. So they were like, no, man, we can actually pass Ngani. So you guys can actually get into the parky. We can drop you by your grandma's place, and y'all can see what you do. Because Lana, you guys are gonna end up dying, or you're gonna end up just perishing.
Getting lost in life.
And which was a good thing, man, because that's where our life started as well. We had to now press the restart button. Savaya Mfetsa, Eastern Cape, which was an uncomfortable, comfortable change. To coming from Mpumalanga, going to Eastern Cape, Queenstown.
Yeah.
Queenstown.
Shout out Queenstown.
Yeah, shout out to Queenstown, bro. So we went to Queenstown, got to Queenstown, in Nomzamo. Nomzamo is one of the kasi, it's impoverished, not very developed, because of, I would say, the government, man. It's a very potentially filled place, full of talent, full of good talent that I want to
That's your talent source from.
Yeah, so when we got there was a lot of drugs there was a lot of just wrong things. So because we ran home, Kumbula, so we didn't have any documentation in terms of ID.
Birth certificates. Okay, yeah.
So when we get to Eastern Cape, we can't now, we asikwazi ufika scale sithi
register and all of that.
Sibancane mfowethu.
Yeah.
Manje masifika we get rejected. They tell us that they can't help us, and the system was quite slow at that time. Probably now it's better, but ngela xesha it was very, very slow. So they couldn't help us, and we ended up going to Amakona, Slalikonini, smoking. You would see other kids coming back from school, bro. Bro, pounding like.
And when are you recording and making music?
That's a later stage, bro, because at that time it was more trying to survive, and we were just rapping, just writing and rapping on the corner. Let's say like Mjita freestyle, and I would just maybe write, and maybe on a Friday we would just have a verse recite. Or if we're smoking in a place, we would write together and just do that.
So you kept the music while still facing these struggles, being unable to record, but that time you spent with the Brews, you're still able to maybe play a beat, drop some lines, like to stay attached, like stick with the culture no matter what.
Yeah.
So you were able to, at least in them corners while smoking, you were able to also still do what you love, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, it was part of it. I think one of the things that made it that way was because, Mangumchita, you gravitate to people that are musical. And you gravitate to the same people. So first and foremost, I would meet abantu rap, hip hop, and we would just be smoking. It would be a common thing, So when we together, we would not just smoke, but we would start writing, and they would tell me maybe their story via the verse. I would tell them my story via the verse, But it became a bit harder for me because at that time I was rapping in English, and there were more Xhosa rappers at that time, and it was cool. It was something called Ispaza. It also influenced me, by the way, because now I can rap in Xhosa.
Shout out Spaza.
Yeah, man, you should.
So we're still in Eastern Cape.
Now we're in Eastern Cape because I'm trying to just fast forward without, getting into detail. Yeah. So when I was there, and then I started meeting niggas, we started rapping, we chill in a shack, write songs. Niggas like Olo, Steve. I had a nigga called the Freezer. We were called Indo Zobawa together with like a small group. We would rap, dog, on the corner. I looked up to the guys more. They were more developed and they had more of what can I say, of a community.
Back in the cast.
Yeah, back in the cast. And the community, man, it was their time. The other one was dissing other niggas. There was just a diss thing going on, but it was good, man, for hip hop,
At that space.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it was.
So after Eastern Cape, what was next? Because I want to know how you got to Joburg.
To Durban first. I had to go to Durban, but I stayed there, and then I first had to drop the drugs, but it started by being tired of the lifestyle, man. I was just tired of the same thing, the corner, because now I was spending time with abantu abapuzayo, and not in a bad way, like the type of the people that were drinking would drink every day. Because you go to school, I'm chill the guys in Kalana. So makrutman akona yaphuza every day. So the type of even the alcohol that I would drink would be like a crackling, pale, and then I'm
no way,
I'm perishing, and I'm just a kid, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with this old guy, dog, Sapuza, and kids would come back. I had a girl that I was dating at that time, and there's a time she came back, dog. She was tavern apparently when you're tavern, that's like I'm chilling outside, dog. I'm drunk as flip, dog. And it's just some, I'm just perishing, dog.
So that's when you reflected about your life.
I looked at myself, man. I'm just a young kid, and I had dreams and faith when I was in Mpumalanga, and I saw myself at the highest point. I saw myself as something. I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, before. But when I realized, in fact, the highest grade I've passed is grade 7. I didn't finish my grade 8. Where am I gonna fucking go? What's gonna happen next? You know what I'm saying? So when I sat there and I'm thinking to myself, what next? Because now I'm Mpume, Nropile, I've been with these guys, I'm with gangs, but now it's like there's no satisfaction, and I still believe there's something more for me, So I then told myself, if I'm not gonna change in 2013 lab, if I'm not gonna 2014, I think, if I'm not gonna change. Yeah, that's dollar, dog. If I'm not gonna change in 2015, dog, I'm dying. I'm gonna either hang myself or do something, because I can't live this life, So the year started. When it started, dog, I started with like my resolution, faith. I was like, I'm not long gonna go to Majid Tech. I'm just gonna go look for the nearest ABET level 4 school, because there was an old lady across that plugged me with ABET level from like, I want to study, I want to change my life, man,
Back then, his name was still
Apocalypse. Yeah.
So Apocalypse was going through that.
Yeah, it was. If that's actually, I changed my name so many times. That was Crisis.
Going through Crisis.
Yeah. That was Crisis with a K, and then at church, because now I'm going to the church, time, because after being suicidal and being in that position where I'm like, now I'm fitting Tiniwela lifestyle in faith, and I'm like, I can see my friends, and it's like I'm just tired of this. I want something new, Not even thinking about repentance, not even thinking about God so much. I won't lie to you.
Just want to change your life.
Just wanted to change it. I just believed there was something better. Matter of fact, everything I'm doing is wrong. I just gotta change. And I intentionally started in faith, and then I joined some ABET level 4. When
that's in Eastern Cape still.
That's in Eastern Cape.
So you changed while you're still around those.
Yeah, Eastern Cape changed me, dog. Eastern Cape was Eastern Cape changed me. Like, it helped me. It made me the man I am, bro. It's Eastern Cape Queenstown. I wouldn't lie to you. I spent like 10 years there. So moving from there on, went to school. From school, I met this other guy. He invited me to church, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm like, dog, you know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm thinking around, skip you, dog. I'm like, I'm fit to skip you, then I'll go to church. And Mchita was like, obviously he's a church oak, so he's gonna try everything to pull me to church. Mchita vela one guy from me one guy one guy shirt, put me in a tie, and then he said, something. I'm like, let's go. Dog. In my mind, I'm thinking of a good thing. But I'm not thinking about getting saved. I'm not thinking about God. In my mind at that time, I'm like, hey, let those gankulunkulu zabampare yangithola vele vele yangithola. Mangifika ngara, I meet kind people, bro. Mangifika ngara dog, like ngithe mangifika, I'm like, izandla zami zisenama. I mean, Fetu, you can see Mpume, dog. I mean, dog, we used to use even yabona dog, Mpume. So izandla zakho zimnyama. Uyabonakala ukuthi uyabhema, dog. Like uyabonakala ukuthi ubhema.
But now you're clean, boy.
Had to.
Yeah.
So step in there, dog. I step in and the people receive me in a proper way, in a positive way. And I'm like, okay, I think I found my people. But in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm going to finesse.
Yeah.
You know, I'm coming in and I step in and you know, we start church, repent, I give my life to, you know, Jesus, you know, because to be honest with you, I'm only like, I need hope. I need faith. I need something that's going to put me in a different, it's desperation as well. You know,
Yeah.
I just need something. I need a father figure. I didn't have a father. You know what I'm saying? I need a mother, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a place, vulnerable, dog. So anything that can come and actually change my life could work. And there I am. I take the opportunity. And definitely, dog.
Let's go from Eastern Cape to Durban.
It's a long story, hence I'm trying to break it down.
Break it down. I wanna get to Durban and then.
So from there on, I move from there. I become saved. I start now working. You know, piece jobs, from 9 to 5s, dog. But obviously, I don't have a scale, so I'm doing like the minor jobs, cleaning up, street jobs, washing in motor, car guard. You know, dog, my cell phone, dog. Like, dog, I did most of the things is alanga panje, dog. You know, trying to just put together life, dog. You know, and then we moved from there. I eventually found like there was PMI, a learnership, PMI, a learnership your business, and then they kind of like taught us and challenged us about thinking outside of the box. And PMI, I'm still church. I'm saved at that time. From there on, I moved to Exact. I'm trying to fast forward now. Got a job at Exact stores. From Exact store, I get fired at Exact store after a year because of ETL. I moved from there. From there on, I get inspired because I was in fashion there, Exact store. And then now I'm like, I've sold food in the street. I don't think that could work now. I want to do music. Music, but fashion might work, you know? So my mind is like, okay, let me take the Mali UIF from this thing, from Exact, you know, because I just, you know, got the torture. So got the money. I looked for an old lady. Waseka I'm told how does a machine work. I just want to do my first t-shirt and my trousers and you know, Sis Zuki was the first lady that actually did that.
Shout out Sis Zuki. We still love you.
You know, yeah, we do, bro. So she showed me how this thing works, and I started using a machine. From there on, I bought her machine. I started working from there, building up from there. Got used to that dog machine. Fast forward, move, dog. A guy that used to go to Exact sees me, you know, underneath the church. The church building was upstairs. So this guy used to be my client. So when I go there, breaking down the story, I'm telling him the truth with, yo, bro, this is what happened. He's like, what are you doing now? I show him. You know, long story short, I show him. He's like, okay. He looks at my work. He's like, you need school. I'm like, hey, bro, this is who I am. I don't have this and this and this and this. So I won't be able to be accepted by any form of school. So he's like, nah, bro, I'll go looking. Now I go looking.
What's his name?
Mr. Dr. Kasumba. He's a doctor, Dr. Kasumba. Dr. Kasumba, we start looking for a school nyana. Fortunately, Esbilin, there's a place called Esbilin, which is like 50 minutes drive, if I'm not mistaken. There was a school opening there. Kosi Jaiya was the lady. I met that lady. I heard about her. Then I started researching and finding out and she was going to open a school like a month later. And then I sent it to the doctor, Kasumba. Kasumba was like, cool. How much is the price? I'm Tumalela like the price. Nigga paid 3 months. It was a 3-month course. The journey started there, dog. From there on, the lady liked me. She said, okay, Ngashala. The lady would take me from Ekoman, which is Queenstown, to Esbilin, to her factory every day, dog. no charge. She would take me there, take me back.
Just because they believe in you.
My dog. From there on, I started being skilled. She taught me the cleanliness of a tuna, having an eye, understanding colors, everything, dog. She just put me on game, bro. Fast forward, dog, long story short, I started questioning God. I had my own journey. I was like, started questioning God. There's a lot that happened. I'm not just going to get into detail, A lot of things happened in church, and I was like, nah, bro. And then I was like, nah, let me step out, I stepped out of church, and that's where like a lot of things happened. Nah,
a lot of things changed.
I started smoking again. I started drinking again, for a short period, dog. And I started losing my path. But I was like, yo.
So you went backwards a little bit.
Yeah, I did, bro. I wouldn't lie to you, bro. But it wasn't long. It was like nearly like 6 months.
Okay.
Then I was like,
oh boy, I was 8.
Yeah, no shata most before like leaving. So I got married.
Hold up.
The thing is, I'm trying to fast forward though for you.
Hold up.
Without getting into.
You're not gonna skip past that, though. You married?
Yeah, I'm married, dog. 5 years. I'm approaching 5 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Can we clap it up for that? This nigga married.
Yeah.
Oh, it takes a great man to do that, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it was one of the best decisions I made, dog.
Shout out.
So because even in that period when I left the church, when my mind started going in the wrong direction, I became very stressful it was a very stressful thing for her because it wasn't now the identity of the man that she had met.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was probably going to be going and preaching. I was close to go and preach and become a pastor. And I dropped that thing, and I was like, nah, I'm no longer going that direction.
Yep.
So when I left that, it was now I had to reintroduce myself to her. But I opened up, not to Mfethu, you can, but she still chose the boy Mfethu, and we fought it through, and we made a decision which we leave in Queenstown because Queenstown was starting now to be toxic. And we started saving money, There was a couple of niggas that wanted to invest in the skill because I was working a job as well. Like when you're in Dao, I don't want to go again into that. It's another journey. But there was a hardware store I was working in, which is called Shepston, some guy believed in me and gave me an opportunity. I ended up being a supervisor there. So that's even how I got to marry my wife.
Shout out Mrs. Smith.
Yeah, shout out, babe. So from there on, we then decided, I need to go. Matter of fact, what was the biggest thing was the time I was working there as a supervisor, I had hit the ceiling. So I wanted to rather do what I love, which was either fashion or music, or fashion and music. And the best way now, the best place to go to was either Joburg or Durban. And when I looked at it, the issue was with Joburg at the time. I felt I would lose myself the way I was in Alice's Cutley's. So I was like, because he chose a So I was like, okay, let me rather go to Etegwini. In Etegwini, there was a guy that I was inspired by, which was OP Magic. There's a nigga named OP Magic. So I had went for his show like a month, 2 before. And when I was there, I was like, I loved how he was moving with his team and everything. I just got inspired. And I just recently got like a co-sign from Uzagwe, on the net because of
Uzagwe.
Yeah, Uzagwe, dog. Because of another challenge. There was a challenge that he opened up here first. I hopped on there. He loved it as well. So I was like, niggas, when I looked at even that challenge, when I looked at the niggas from KZN, I was like, these niggas are skilled. So if you look at properly, hip hop, rap lengenzayo kakhulu, I thought in my mind, you'd probably find it in Durban. And then secondly, fashion, because I wanted to like skill myself up. So I was like, okay, let me research and find a school in Durban. That's where now the Durban story steps in. So I'm like,
found a school.
Yeah, I found a school because we had saved up a couple of rands. There was a couple of investors coming into the picture because I had like a business plan and everything of how I wanted to structure like the fashion thing. So the guys were like, the only thing that they needed to be done, I needed to take the first step, which is, okay, resign, move, pay a couple of months and be like, okay, this is now what's happening. Here's the feedback. So that happens. I move from there. My wife has to go to MTAT. I have to go to Durban. So it means like we have to like split for a while. I go and get into Durban. I don't know anyone, anything. The first thing, the first place in Figa is camp. No, it's a scam. Like
so you got scammed
in breed. So when I got into the place, dog, it was not what I thought it was. everything is just a mess.
Yabona nina sijwayela.
But anyway, dog, I had to move. I found another place nearby, still April. I moved. And then I moved then I went to school there. There was also some issues going on. The school wasn't as I thought it was. Everything was just different than what it was presented on the net.
They lying. They're lying.
But anyway, nonetheless, I want to really get into that, now, probably talk about it at a later stage of my career, so things happened in that year, bro. I got sick while I was there at Durban during that place. Got TB. The area was not clean, so I picked up TB.
This man has been through a lot, bro. Like, yo.
I'm just breaking it down.
You deserve everything coming your way. I ain't gonna lie.
Got sick, dog. After getting sick, there was an issue now that even within that period, dog, there's an issue in Mpumalanga. My mom Zile, which is very big, which is a big problem. So I have to go down
back there and
deal with it, But now you have to think with me, Fate. In this period, Eskela, Gunot Devon Fashion Fair, there's an opportunity. There's SA Fashion Fair, which is SA Fashion Week, I mean. I can design and actually be given, I have that opportunity there. All I need to do is just stay in this scale. Now I'm sick, which means I'm not attending properly. Secondly, like I can't mention it now. I don't want to really talk about it now. It's very sensitive. So I have to now go, and now I have to choose. Kumbule, I'm renting like 2.5. I have to eat. Scale up, we paying. The investors drop.
They're like, "Hey boy, you guys got too much burden."
Investors drop, dog. So now it's me and my wife. We have to fend and try to make a way. So we try to move and maneuver, dog. We push them, fade. So I have to choose now and go. Get there, we sort out the situation. I clean up the mess and fade to stand up. Becomes tough. But I stood up and fade to sort out. Which I'm not going to talk now, but I come back. Mangbuya scale mfethu. Abantwana basebathungile impahla zabo ze fashion.
Now you need to
I have to choose. But do I catch up or do I do this? My teacher is not kind to me at the time that I am. Angancengi dog. Ngiyamtshela mfethu ngine-TB ngapha kuloko. It's like she doesn't care, dog. It's an issue of ukuthi dog. She didn't give me peace, bro. It became very hard working with her because I had like tons of working issues. So it's like, it's none of my business, boys.
I just need my work done.
I just need my shit fair to. So it became that, and the pressure was just too much for me, bro, mentally, emotionally, and my suicidal thoughts started coming back because I'm like, I'm even trying to find my way. So I'm still having like anger issues, or religious. I'm having questions, like everything is in one room. And I then decided, nah, man, for my own sanity, drop out, boy.
You left the school.
With the money, we had paid everything up front.
Just gave them the money, fine.
Boy, I started to work on my health. I started to work on my mental health. I started to work on everything. And now it was like, what's the next thing now? Because the money is lost. The time is lost. I've lost these opportunities. And I'm like, Fit, I'm grieving because Fit, I wanted to go to SA Fashion Dondo. And I wanted to send my work to that. I wanted to be a part of the Devon Fashion, whatever. I wanted to be a part of everything that they had.
But I guess it wasn't the time, God's timing.
Dog, I'm still gonna break through, dog. I'm still going there. I'm still going to SA Fashion Week. I'm going to Paris, matter of fact.
Watch out, dude.
I'm going to Paris, matter of fact, So and then we just decided, let's not waste much money. I need to go back, either get like a break Mtata, and then we reboot.
So you moved back?
I had to go to Mtata.
Again? Oh my God.
Had to now move back.
Oh.
I have to now go back. And now as I move back, we have to remember that I don't have anything. I've sold my stuff. I've moved. So it's like now I'm back to square one. I'm fair to, we had to start afresh, no girl, dog. Fast forward, I told her, look, man, let's go to Josie, man. Yeah, boy. Let's go to Josie.
Took a chance.
Yeah, and the only way now was I think what happened was Uspika, such a cipher. I got a call from him, and it was the second call.
Cipher.
Bro, got a call from Usotra Cypher who speaker. I was like, yo, pull up, I mean, I want you to rap something here, blah, blah, blah. Like, cool, man, I can pull up. And I'm like, I need the break mentally. Vele jump over, dog. Jump over. I'm also taking that opportunity to look for a place to stay on the side. Maybe something that's affordable with the little that we have.
Yeah.
Vele mfethu ngiqale dog. Ngifike ngale mangifika ngayivele ngenze le Sotra Cypher kamfethu, which was a very good experience. I meet to speaker the first time because I look up to him, you know. Meet to speaker, I meet the GP Gangster, I perform.
Shout out
I meet
GP
my
Gangster.
7, you know.
Yo.
You know, I meet like the gassy niggas
gassy
that
rappers,
you know.
yeah.
And Ilanga La Corner, there was like a pro kid type of energy there, dog. Like there was a lot of kids that were like pro kid energy. I just felt pro kid in the room the way it was, and it was just a nice time, you know. I figured I rapped, which was dope. In fact, the following day I went to Sotra Cypher, got an exclusive from speaker. You know, from that exclusive, in fact, I started looking for
first gig in Joburg, basically.
And then besides that, I was also called at Pretoria for a theater, state theater, Black Labone. So I also performed the Black Labone within the same weekend. And then I started looking for a place. Look for a place, but I realized it's gonna cost me more than I thought. Yeah, but then ngabuyela back eMthiza.
Oh no.
When I was in Tata, I called a homie of mine. I'm like, bro, if you have anyone umazio ohlala either Joburg or Pretoria, dog, that can make me just live 1 month, the second month I'll just move out and find a place and be on my own. I just need that from you. One of the guys was a producer my goodness, I'm at a very important time. You know yourself, homie.
It's hard, dog.
Yeah.
Hard, dog.
Yeah, maybe I'll remember him. But fonele umjita la Pretoria. Vele dog ngize pretty A dog. Ngithola umjita athi ngize. Akangazi lo mjita. Doesn't know me lo mjita ngirefere kuye. Ngifike ngaba umjita sazane from there dog. Umjita nayo sazama mfethu. Hlale mfethu. 1 month. After that month, within that month ngimane ngiza lana eJozi ngifuna indawo. Then I found a place in Lufering next to Protea Clan. Moved completely. After moving there, I started a couple of months sewing, started working and trying to do what I can do. Yeah, but my wife jumped over. She was like, okay, no, I want to come through. Yeah, but she pulled up. We start wrestling life. And so I start taking over opportunities. We start pushing together. You know, ngapa na ngapa. 1 month, njalo mfethu. We push mfethu to now. So actually now we still hold it down mfethu. As you're seeing me move and trying to make things happen together mfethu, you know. So
I first want to say shout out to your wife, because she's very strong. And most women would not stay down for that. They would probably leave us. You know, I've been through them. My girl left me because a nigga was once broke.
Yeah,
but we moved. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know, bro. We in Joburg now.
Yeah.
All these places that you moved to, which place do you feel like really liked you the most and really built you the most? Made you stronger?
Joburg, dog. Okay, well, obviously, talking about Queenstown, I have like a good and a bad relationship with it. You know, in a sense, I'll start there. Queenstown was inspirational because I met people that gave me a piece of understanding because I wasn't gonna get married, dog.
Okay.
You know, but I saw people that made it like worth seeing. Having a family, being stable as a man is important.
Yes.
Finding sexual discipline, you know.
Yes.
Mental discipline, you know, emotional discipline, you know, all those things, dog. Like I have to try and put myself like because for my kids, dog, for the future, you know, I can't be just loose and fit. So Queenstown taught me that, and there were men that I looked up to, even at church. I think church played a huge role at that, you know. So, but musically speaking, there was a lot of resistance, I think, at Kasi at that time while I was there. Excuse me, Yabo. Yeah, there's a lot of resistance, but I had to prove myself at the end of the day.
Would you say each place taught you a lesson about life?
A lot, in fact. Queenstown taught me a lot, but moving to Durban, there was a lot of rejection in Durban. You know, I felt a lot of rejection and a lot of setbacks there, but even
tribalistically, or
yeah, that as well. Okay. I think that was a challenge as well. I mean, I went to many rooms. In fact, I mean, I'm an outgoing person, Jay. So I would go to open mics and to trying to train myself to rap better and everything. Yeah. And I would get to places and they would hear me speaking a bit of Xhosa, and I would tell Guti, that relationship has ended. A nigga doesn't like you anymore, you know, and some niggas just, you know, of course, yeah, but this and that. So, but otherwise,
y'all boys better stop doing that out here.
But I also met niggas you know, who are also good spirited, dog. Bed Center. I went to Bed Center. I met a couple of niggas who are rapping. They opened up in Fetu, and so it's a good and bad relationship I had. You know, even Eskela, as Msisho Eskela was a lot of tribalism. I think I felt that, you know. But Ankali, man, Fetu, I think I learned. It was for me. Everything that happened was for me. It was for me to be here. You know, it pushed me, because I think of it, if I was still in Durban, I wouldn't have moved the way I moved. I wouldn't have seen my potential. I wouldn't have seen so much that I can carry and overcome. You know what I'm saying? And even in my fashion skills, the way they've grown, like I've grown so much, manje, to a point of Uguti, I'm gonna be opening something next month. You know, which is gonna be an official thing, but you'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, but nonetheless.
So I shouldn't spoil anything, because I have something I want to ask you about.
It's fine. You're gonna go. Okay. Then there's Pretoria. Pretoria as well taught me a lot. You know, I stayed Pretoria. I think it was more or less in and out, because I'll go to my uncle. I'll go a couple of months in Yabo. Just I wouldn't go that much. Even when I was with Umjita, I would go out and maybe rap. And Pretoria is quite nice as well. Very receiving. Joburg is worse in terms of reception, dog.
Terrible.
It's just worse, dog. They love people. And so then when I went to Mpumalanga, obviously that's where I was born, Mpumalanga, it's different, dog. I mean, it's home. You know, it's home.
Okay, I want to know, you're a rapper, right?
I'm an artist in faith.
So, have you ever tried the trap music? Because
I have trap songs. I have 2-3 trap songs. Got a Cool Kid, Rap Rockefeller. They dope. They crazy. It's just.
Are they out?
No, I have them on my phone. I listen to them every now and then.
Yeah, he'll send them to me.
I'll send them to you. I'll definitely send them to Rap Rockefeller. They dope, bro.
So how do I want to know how you feel? I mentioned this before. A trap dominant industry, being a rap artist.
The thing is who I am, bro. You know, because at the end of the day, it's what's missing. If I step in and I try to compete with you on something that you do better, you're gonna beat me. So if I come in as who I am and do what I'm good at, dog, you can't stand a chance. Okay, even if you do stand a chance, just know, I've got my ground. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a rap artist in fact. I enjoy rapping, and I think I've got a lot to say. I've went through a lot to make me want to tell stories. So I've got so much that I've seen, not only from my experience. You know, I have people who have committed suicide who are close to me. I have friends that I've lost that are in jail right now. I have friends that I've lost that died from drug addiction. You know, some were sick. I've got guys. It's just a story. While I'm young, so telling stories in fact. I'm here to tell stories in fact. Not saying I won't dabble there and there in a couple of sounds, but I'm not a big fan of trap.
So you're saying you're here to tell stories.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you what matters to you most, being heard or being understood.
Being heard or being understood.
Yes. Should I elaborate more?
Maybe elaborate, because the heard and understood might mean two different things to both of us.
So for understood is, you want to have, maybe I'll use the term cult following, those people who tap into your music and they follow you for you, and not just because you're that guy who's wordsmith and he has that motion.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's being heard. It's okay. We know him, he's there and he's good.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference.
And understood?
People, yeah. So if being understood is like, that's what I just explained. Being understood is me being like, I feel everything you drop on the song, every craft you put out there, I'm like a cult following fan.
Yeah.
Unlike just being heard, whereas it's just wordsmith who, oh yeah, he made that song, I heard it on radio, yeah, I know him, he's good. So that's the difference. So what is your goal for? Just being heard and just getting your name out there, or reaching that crowd and having that cult following and having those people that will really tap into your work like that?
For me, dog, I'm building community. Yeah, well, I'm building community from the fashion perception. I mean, if you look at the way I present myself as an artist, even in my videos, I try to dress in a certain, I'm very intentional. How I look, how I sound. I try by all means to find a band of who are like-minded. So I don't know if it's that's being understood, but I want people who have felt pain, or who've gone through things, people who've been rejected, belittled, who've had less opportunities, you know, to know you can still make it, dog. Like, you can step in, you can follow your dream. I'm living my dream now, bro. I'm comfortable. Living my dream is not a natural
Shout
for
out.
you being famous and you having a lot of money. Dog, the journey, the process, the making of it,
Yes.
you becoming that thing, dog, that's your dream. It's part of it, because you reach a destination and say you did. That will be like you'll be gone at that time. So right now I'm living my dream. I'm experiencing the challenges. I'm enjoying the moment. Me being here, getting the opportunity to speak and share my story, as uncomfortable as it is, as many people would hide the story and try to look as if, hey, I've got everything figured out.
And
I
paint a
don't.
certain image.
I don't. I want you to know me for who I am. No, would say I'm a human. I've been through so much, and I'm still able to stand in front of you and be like, yeah, Nimdo. You know what I'm saying? So there's people out there that with a similar story with a even worse, experience. So my only thing is to make them understand Gutinabo, they can get out of those rooms, those places, become better with the grade 5, with the grade 8, with the lower grade. The system of this world should not hold you on your brain. The biggest asset you have is this. You have to look after this.
You're
Make sure
obligada.
you invest in this. More than anything.
Okay, with all that you've been through, bro, like, would you say you found yourself?
I think I'm finding myself. Okay, let me not say I'm creating myself.
Hmm. Do you feel there's something about you that you haven't discovered as yet?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot I'm still, because Ukumbule, there's a period where, okay, you are born, they actually invest in you, they create like that person, even if banai personality, but mostly it comes from your mom and your dad, from your first teacher, your crash, from you go to school. Those people, the voices that they bring and the opinions that they have actually play a huge role in your confidence and who you become. And then there comes a time where now you have to decide, those voices are being silenced and your voice now starts being dominant. Once you move from that, you grow your confidence, you start having your own experiences where you get to face experiences and make a decision. Do these experiences like affect you, and you decide what to do and overcome them. Even and then you move from there. When you move from there, dog, you come to a point where where you now create the future that you want in terms of choosing the habits, the friends, and the vision. So once you have the vision automatically chooses the friends.
True.
And within having those friends, you pick now the specific ethic and the people that you want to be around. To a point of the time about wedwa, because the dream is muchly built in isolation. So Kanjalo, I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Now you're making sense because I feel like you're talking about me and my experiences now. Because now I end up getting to the pose of just sitting down being like, hey, all these experiences, all I've been through, and I still feel like I haven't done enough. There's still more to do.
Same, bro. So you create, dog, like, but now the intention is not what do you read, who do you listen to, where do you go, who do you spend your time with. That is basically the creation, because if you were created by your experience and your parents and your opinions and they put you in a certain place, you now here you have a choice to actually develop and build a person by cutting and silencing and staying away, or you're going to certain places. So you actually have a chance to design, not just find, because more to find, that means you lost. But dog, you're not lost. You are here. You have abilities. You have the ability to choose and decide. I'm gonna be like an artist, one of the best artists in the game. How are you gonna be one of the best? How are you gonna be disciplined? You decide, this is who I am here, and this is how I'm gonna get there. And then slowly every day you keep on chipping. Every day to get there. And that means I'm not gonna go in that direction, I'm not gonna go hang with so and so. But once you don't decide and you think I'm still finding myself, you never find yourself. You'll
You're
never.
just gonna keep looking.
Decide who you wanna be and who you are, dog, and make a decision about that. Then you every day. It's not a problem. Maybe you might see life different. I feel like life is perception, but that's how I choose to see it, because I've been waiting and people have defined me, took me to church, people have defined me to go find myself in Jesus, find yourself in Nan. And now I don't believe in all of those things in faith. I'm making a decision to find myself in myself.
With that being said, I was reading that bio you gave me about yourself. You said you wrote songs for gospel songs before. How did you the transition from writing hip hop and then writing gospel and then going to be like, nah, I don't like this anymore. What they're spreading here is not for me, and then I want to focus on my hip hop now. How did that whole writing to just build your craft, and how did it help you even?
I wouldn't lie to you. What was fortunate for me is that when I went to this specific church, they were pro rap, like they loved rap. So what made it easy is that there was like times where they had special songs, and they would put me up to go stand up and rap, you know. So it means I had to prepare. So it means, and nalapho bunga record it, dog. You wouldn't record at that time. During that time, I wasn't recording. I wasn't even listening to much of the circular music. So I would write songs based on a theme, based on like my story, mix it with a bit of the Bible. You know, it wasn't really much gospel for me. I always kept it personal. Some of the songs, but I did make sure which I put scripture. I try to tell stories from a biblical perception. It actually helped me a lot because it challenged me. It took me out of my comfort zone.
It is a challenge,
bro, and it pressed a lot of storytelling. So I would say that was the making also of Unjabulo, the wordsmith. You know what I'm saying? Because out of that, I was able to get exposure on stage, grow. Although I wasn't fully confident, you know, I struggled with confidence a lot. You know, but it was something that I was building in faith, to being there, stepping in front, talking to people. I was preaching even. So it actually was a great, I wouldn't lie to you, Christianity was a great time for me. I wouldn't look at it.
It was a great time.
It was. I'm not looking at it with bitterness and feeling like it stole anything from me. I'm not angry at anyone. I don't feel anyone deceived me. I just feel, Uti, you outgrow things.
It wasn't for you.
You outgrow things, bro. Like you reach a point in your life where indlela yakho yokucabanga iyajika, and you've got to allow yourself to grow. So for me, I had to grow, even from a lyrical point of view. I had to grow, and now I'm challenging myself differently with looking at life from a broader scale than just one lens.
I want to just go back to the church chat. I won't lie. Me, the reason I left it is because my questions weren't being answered. You said you had questions, a lot of questions that won't be answered. And if you question that, it's also wrong.
Yeah, that was the challenge for me. It was firstly doctrine. You know, who determines the doctrine. Because if you go to a specific church, they have a doctrine, you know, which is what the pastor decides the doctrine.
Right.
And then after that, one of the things is like people preaching your issues on the pulpit. You know, which is now I can tell you my issue, and then Sunday I know the whole church will kind of be listening to my story via you. And now you're gonna say the Holy Spirit actually sent you to speak about dog.
Stop the cat.
So despite that, but there was questions, in fact, a lot of questions about God and everything, and I started entertaining them and I started reading. And some of the stuff I actually seeked and I found my answers. Like and then I came to a point where I learned that knowledge is such a deep thing that if you conclude, you will remain in a certain level of thought. But if you keep seeking, dog, and be open to opinions, just because into awuyazi doesn't mean kuti ayiko. And it doesn't mean by wrong or right. It means awuyazi. So we make conclusions and be like, no, kunje, because we are taught and we are conditioned in realities. So I came to a point where I don't make full conclusions. I just open up my mind and let my experiences teach me, learn people. Like about my figure and my experience. Sangoma. Oh, you believe in that? Okay. How does that work? Not you tell me, but I'm not interested. I'm not like gonna jump into your own thing. But I wanna know with Kamba. You know what I'm saying? And that helps me and opens my brain and opens my eye to see things from your view now and feel and understand how did you get there? Because when I look back, it was in a place where I didn't have a father, I didn't have a mother. If a Muslim would have came at that time, or anyone else with a different belief, what would have happened? I would have taken what was presented.
You're just gonna take whatever
because of vulnerability, because of poverty. So when you are in a desperate mode, in a poor state, vulnerability, in a vulnerable state, dog, you're prone to take anything that you're given because we are deemed.
Yeah,
but if I'm in a place where I'm rich, I'm knowledgeable, and I'm old enough to make my decisions, I question first. The first thing I do is question and then make a decision. But anyway.
So with all that, how do you take all those experiences and, traumas and teachings? How do you put the pen to the paper?
Yeah, bro, I'm actually...
it must be easy for you.
It's easy, but it's uncomfortable because some of the times you don't know if you're telling too much or you're telling too less. You don't know if you're being too naked. Because I'm working on a project now to Survivors Momo. I've been working on the project, but the issue was beats.
You're working on a project called
Survivors Momo.
Heard that from the on beats.
So let me put it this way. I've been working on Survivors Momo, Public Figure of Speech, and NOV. Okay. So NOV is a different project. And I thought I was going to drop a Public Figure of Speech, but I realized, bro, it's best I introduce who I am first, which is Survivors Momo, which is a Momo about what I've gone through, how I felt, and I might not put everything in all there, but I'll put a portion of stories in there. So yeah, man. So that's definitely coming. You know, I've made up my mind about that one.
You heard it from the On Beach podcast exclusive.
Beach, my boy.
You coming.
That's what
So you're saying you want to build a community, right?
Yeah, I am building, bro. I think I have a bit of a community right now. I think my people from even Ekaya, I'm glad that my people are supporting me. I see the love, bro.
What does it look like, though? Like, being honest for you?
It looks good for Faith. Now, for me, at this point, I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not being too hard on myself. It's only been a year, bro. And I've actually done so much. You know, I've met so many people.
Only been a year.
It's only been a year, bro.
It's
only been a year, bro. I've been outside for a year, bro. I won't lie to you. I'm still learning a lot of things in Faith, but I'm just pushing because I believe this thing is going to happen. I'm going to be one of those artists, and I don't just want to be a superstar, dog. I want to be a person that hands out opportunities. I want to have a voice in this game thing. I want a portion of the industry, and I'm going to have it. You know, no one owns this thing, dog. Everyone wants to pour. I'm going to own it.
Me, I believe you can do that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, there's so much in faith that I've gone through and seen, and even looking at the industry, I can see it. Oh, so.
Yeah.
You know, without even being, ahead of myself, but it's going to happen.
All right, good people, still watching at home. We just face technical issues right now, but we do whatever to come back. Luckily, I had one final question to close it up because right now I feel like my friend here, my brother, we have so much to discuss that I want you to come back for part 2.
Definitely.
Would you be down for part 2?
Definitely, bro.
Y'all better look out for part 2, all right? So I'm going to ask him one final question, and then we're going to close it. Please hit that subscribe button right now and like the video, and don't hesitate to comment.
500 likes for that part 2.
500 likes for that part 2. Yeah, 500 likes will give you part 2, right?
Yeah.
One final question for my brother over here, WORDSMITH. Yo, you've been through a lot, bro. The experiences, the trauma, the growth, all that you've learned. How do you take all of that and put the pen to the paper?
Bro, I would say, I think now is the time where I'm starting to unbreak everything, to open the closet and tell the story. From even just coming out here and talking about it.
Yeah.
And then now also, the project that I'm going to take out, Survivors Momo, it's me starting to actually talk about it properly, and letting people in so that they can find out what happened, how it happened, and yeah, I think I will be telling it for the next couple coming years, maybe there and there, not all the time. But in this project, you'll find most of it, but in different aspects as well. So I'm still learning on finding beats and ways to tell the story, but there's still more coming. But
I'm sure though, putting that pen to paper is easy for you. Right?
It's not that hard, bro, but it's also one of my vulnerable. It's quite very uncomfortable. It's just an uncomfortable situation of having to open and like wounds and evoke like when you into that
past trauma.
Yeah, man, it's uncomfortable because I was even trying to write a book. I was starting to write a book about everything, but when I went deep, I realized if you really live the moment. But interesting,
very deep, bro. But I just want to thank you, bro, for taking the time to come all the way. I don't want to say where he lives because you guys hate. But yeah, thank you for coming all the way to interview, bro. And you better look out for part 2. Please, guys, tap in for part 2 because we're not done.
Yeah.
It's the one, the only AP WORDSMITH. And this right here is the On Beach podcast. Shout out Prophet behind the camera. Shout out the Bruce. Shout out Muzi for holding it down, the wide shot. And it's your boy TrillNote, Mpume. I will see you guys on the next episode, part 2. Right after this one, part 2, right?
Definitely.
Look out.
Shout out.
Oh, please go to Trace. Look out for WORDSMITH.
Yeah, the music video is out, guys. Check out on YouTube. It's
YouTube,
EP WORDSMITH. Obviously it's on rotation on Trace. Channel 325.
Yes, sir.
And what else? Yeah, and the song is out, man. Just go check it out. It's on all platforms.
And check him out on IG as well.
Definitely. And other than that, thanks for everyone that's been just being on my work and sharing, making sure they comment, they just tapped in, Yeah.
Appreciate the love.
Appreciate you guys.
And I appreciate my subscribers and everybody tapped into the podcast, man.
You have to.
We're growing slowly but surely.
Yep.
We will see y'all on the next one. We are out.
Shut up.
I ain't pay attention, please don't talk to me. Since I told me, she got chemistry. Say you love her with me, and we got chemistry. Cause I be a